Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the greatest show on the air. Prepare yourself as we journey into the mind of madness and intrigue. Fasten your seatbelts and prepare for liftoff. It's time for American Psycho. Here's your host, Mr. Brian Crow.
So I think we're actually back to it. There you go. You know, there's nothing quite like being grabbed by the holiday spirit with a great deal of technological fun. How's everybody doing out there? Yes, in fact, actually, finally, sort of, slightly. Welcome to the American Psycho Show. That is off with a bang, just the way we like it. A little bit of psychosis, a little bit of weirdness. That's right. Hey, welcome to a holiday episode of American Psycho. It's so nice to have you all here, and it's nice to be here, too. In fact, you know what? I just like to think it's always nice to be anywhere. And so here I am. And our guest, our main guest, Santa Claus, is going to be in shortly. I think he got tied up at the mall. Was probably like telling some kid, no, you can't have that. No, you can't have that either. And then he was talking to his mom and saying, well, you might be able to have that, but just make sure your husband's not in the room when you get it. But enough about that. Yeah. In the meantime, I'm sitting here with Mr. Troy Austin.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Hey, how you doing?
So, yeah, and there, oh, that's so weird. I'm like watching the screen and there's like the logo behind us and
we got your big old mug right here, huh? Like comb your hair right here. Watch. Oh,
yeah, no, Freddy. I don't comb my hair. I know better than that.
Freddy.
Yes. No, last time I went to get my hair cut, I said, look, just give me like hair that looks good wearing headphones. And she said, no. So that's exactly where that went. So instead you got this. But yeah. So how are the holidays treating you? Man, I'm getting so sick of this song for different reasons. Anyway, how are the holidays treating you?
You know, actually, I've been having a very good holiday.
Are you on? Do you think you're on the naughty or nice list? Because we will find out. The expert is going to be here shortly, and I'm going to ask him, hey, Troy Austin, what list is he on? And we're going to have to see what he has to say. As you check your iPhone for some chick from Brazil who's sending you selfies of, seriously selfie.
Hey, listen, you know, I gotta give a shout out to a real sweetheart, Simone. You know, we've got some fantastic people out there that really enjoy what we do here. And, you know, I got to give a really big shout out to a lot of people that are out there that are really dedicated and committed to our success, and they enjoy what we're talking about. You know, just to name a few, Loretta. I like the name of another one. I got
Loretta.
Amy out
that's
there.
So specific.
Loretta Lynn, actually.
Oh, okay.
It is. It's Loretta Lynn. You know, and then we've got. You know, we're not trying to boast about, you know, how great we are.
Yes, we are.
Well, we can do that too, you know, in a modest way. But the fact is that we are being picked up by multiple stations throughout the world of people that truly enjoy exactly what you have to say. Every word. People, hang on. Why?
That's, you know what? I ask myself all the time. I'm like, why? What's wrong with you? Seriously.
And that's a fantastic
You're
thing.
listening to what I have to say? Well, okay. I mean, if that floats your boat. No, actually, I do believe that I'm somebody with something to say. I'm not entirely sure what that something is. But whatever it is, I'm going to say it, and I certainly hope that people enjoy it. But and once again, this is such an interesting time of year. I mean, there's the holiday aspect of it. There's the familial, maybe letting some stuff go and saying, you know what, this is a time of year to spend with your family and friends, and just be grateful for them and be grateful for those people in your lives, and let some of the other bullshit sort of fall away. And then you go, wait a minute, how come you didn't buy me the thing I wanted? And then it gets weird. But that's just.
It really, I get exactly what you're trying to say. And the thing that I experienced today, you don't ever watch the Apple intro for their video. It actually is a tearjerker, and when you actually, it is.
I haven't seen it,
especially if you're a family guy like you and I. It's one of these things where if you don't have the right. Peaceful, joyous type of, family situation. Sure. It's one of those things that kind of brings the mumbling bottom lip, if you will, And I actually watched that. I'm not a weakling by any means, but I can take a lot of stuff, and watching that actually was, it was actually.
What is going on? Where did that commercial come from? I moved that stuff. Son of a. Ignore that. It's not time for commercials as far as I'm concerned. Commercials come later.
But I will say that, actually, I'm. This is the time of year where you really start to, get into the spirit of appreciating. And it isn't one of these Thanksgiving days where the next day is Black Friday.
When Black Friday comes.
It does, right? And so, during this holiday, it really kind of builds a camaraderie that quickly dissipates after that.
No, I mean, I always like to think of myself as a family man. I'm not entirely sure who the rest of those people are, but I'm part of them. Or which family it is that I'm going to be a member of this year. Or which house to go to.
Right. Well, we got a lot of fans out there that really haven't got to know you much as intimate as the people that have been listening to you because you're newly acquired on a lot of stations. So I guess that alone has got to be kind of flattering.
And so, hey, by the way, people out there, whether it's right now or certainly, oh my God, Santa showed up. Santa is here. And the dog has acknowledged
the reindeer. It. That's the reindeer. The angry reindeer. That's Rudolph.
Rudolph the angry reindeer. You're sitting right there.
All right then.
We got Santa Claus.
Ho, 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 ho.
That's
where
right.
All the hoes is supposed to be rock and roll. Ho, ho,
so
ho.
everybody,
it's going to be interesting. All right.
This is an adult show, right?
It doesn't necessarily have to be.
This is my voice. If you want me to change it to my Santa voice, I can do that.
Santa,
I mean my public voice.
Your public voice.
This is going to be.
Santa.
This is a private recording.
This is the time for you to be you, Santa.
That's the only reason that I came here. To tell it like it is. Tell the truth. Who's this man? I met you before.
Yes, you have.
I've given you presents.
Troy, Santa.
One year you were good, Troy. I gave you some presents.
I was going to ask, what list is he on this year?
He is on the no-fly zone list.
That sounds about
That's
accurate.
right. He's nothing but blizzards and ice pellets.
So everybody
see a doctor about the ice pellets. See, there's a all right now.
There you go. Now you got your. So you need those to read the naughty list. So everybody out there, feel free to call in to area code 213.
I'll call in.
97. No, you're here. You don't have to
Santa.
call in.
Just my wife gave me this thing. I don't know how to use it.
We're going to talk about her in just a moment. In fact, I'm glad you brought that up. But by the way, you can call in area code 213-973-2977 and ask Santa Claus anything. And
right.
I do mean that, anything.
That is right.
And Troy is gonna. He's giving his. He's waving. There goes the resume.
Hey, listen. I got a fire right in back of me. So basically, there's a little chance that we'll escape.
So
I appreciate being on this side of the mic as it gives me kind of a
here, huh?
witness protection Santa program. side profile view.
I feel like, I'm like a shish kebab ready to go on the
Well,
fire.
normally I'd sit where you are, Troy, just because that's where they put me in the stores.
I know, the top shelf.
How is everything at the mall going this year?
Oh, please don't let me talk. Don't talk to me about corporate BS. We can cuss on this, all right? We can say BS.
Yeah, no, look, this is, yes, you can say BS.
I had to give Bill Cosby a present this year, so I'm trying to keep it kind of clean.
Santa, can I ask you a question?
Certainly, Troy.
Fantastic. Is there a particular song that is themed after you that you really enjoy?
Oh, let's see. The one that I think is the best one is American Psycho.
American Psycho.
That is one of my favorite songs about me. Life and my daily life. No, I'm kidding.
So let's talk about that. What is your nationality? Because you're in the North Pole, which is I don't even know.
I'm North Polian.
You're North Polian. Okay.
Yeah, North Polian.
So is that
too easy an answer for you?
No, not at all.
Is
that sort of Napoleonish or Napoleon, which almost makes you French?
If you see some of the snowmen that we make, they look quite like Neapolitans.
Where the hell are we right now? Are we on like some kind of planet with like different Where the heck are we?
This is the music I listened to in the 50s when I was so wonderful,
this is
calming.
The time,
and this wasn't even recorded until 1963.
Exactly. No, this is the type of music that gets played this time of year. I still don't know why.
How you doing, baby?
So you were mentioning Mrs. Claus. So by the way, because we never see pictures of her. We never. What's her name?
Her name is Sally.
Sally
Claus.
Sally Claus.
I'm Santa Claus and she's Sally Claus.
So here's the thing. I heard she was Jewish. How does that work at the holidays?
Well, it works fine. I get a boiled chicken and she makes me a nice boiled chicken and a couple of bitter herbs and all of you little Jewish boys and girls, I'll still bring you a present.
Yeah, well,
just because I'm non-denominational.
So I got to be totally honest. I mean, look, you wore the red shirt, you got the hat, which is cool, but there's no beard and a leather coat.
Look, that's a long story. This is again. I mean, how do you think Santa, at his age, seems to be able to handle all the stress of working with a factory of little people? I have to stay young 99.9% of the time because the 0.01% is when I'm in that sleigh, dropping presents off, looking like I'm supposed to, old and fat and smelly. No, Santa doesn't smell. I smell like lavender and snowflakes.
He does smell like lavender and snowflakes. I smelled it when he walked in.
It's true. Lavender and snowflake tea.
Lavender on the rocks. I like to have a little before I show up.
That's awesome. So how are things with you and Sally?
Well, we're getting along fine. I have one night away from her every year,
and that's next week. So,
the North Polians are really good with their wives for all that period of time.
So I was curious because that is the one night away from Mrs. Claus. Has there ever been a time that you've come down the chimney and not only are there cookies and coffee, but there's a Mrs. Somebody who wants to give you a special Christmas present?
Every year at the Playboy Mansion. That's a tough one for me. But Mrs. Claus understands, because the North Polians. I had a Santa voice going earlier that I liked better than this one.
So we mentioned him dropping down the chimney of the Playboy Mansion is what we did.
Well, no, and one of the things does the whole does the chimney thing ever get boring for you? Where you're
you kidding?
Another chimney?
You remember your first date with the one you didn't tell your parents about until about 20 years later? That's what it feels like going down a chimney for me.
So what do you do when there's no chimney?
Well, I find something thin and small to crawl through.
Through a crevasse.
Yeah, if they have a little window or an air duct, I'll climb down that.
What if you can't get in then? What do? Break a window?
Well, I just use my special Santa keys. I've got a whole ring of Santa keys. Darn it.
So in the midst of doing all of that, This is going to be what a great hour this is. So you ever gone into a house, be it through a window or a chimney, and somebody goes, thief, crook?
Only when I wear my black hat. And I don't mean that in any other way except that it looks like a French burglar hat. Santa's wife, Sally, made it for me one time to kind of just to get me more metrosexual. Make me a little more modern, I guess. I guess the hipster hats would be good now. A little pork pie. Pork pie! We went off the charts with the volume there.
Santa with a fedora. That would be interesting. So so you have been.
That was me in the 30s, you know.
Yeah.
The fedora.
So how long?
Most of my gifts were given to people that were walking around with placards in front of them saying apples for a penny. Those people needed presents about that.
How long have you been doing this job for?
Oh, let's see. When was the Big Bang? When did the Big Bang happen?
That was
You've never lived until you've given a dinosaur a Christmas present, and he didn't even know that bipeds were available at that time. They weren't. I had to get training somewhere for the people that didn't like to have someone interfere in their normal life. Just open the present. It's a terrible life.
Once again, everybody, if you want to call in and ask Santa Claus a question, and I highly recommend it, I truly do. 213-973-2977. Yeah, so you've been doing this for that long, and
Didn't have reindeer then either.
well, I was going to ask you. So I know that Rudolph gets all of the attention because number one. So Rudolph, let's talk about him. So is his nose? Does it really grow, or has it been a glow, or is it surgicly enhanced?
Well, we
Does
got
he have a habit?
Rudolph. We got Rudolph after World War II,
You okay?
and he was in a laboratory. He was an unfortunate little deer, and but you know what? We found out we could change out his nose pretty easily.
Why his nose?
Just screwed in. You screw it in and unscrew it when it doesn't work out. I got boxes of those things.
So you can go like new, like techno disco ball style.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'd never seen a reindeer look like that. Ho, 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 ho! It smokes.
That's fantastic.
So, is there ever any sort of like weird, I don't know, jealousy between Rudolph and the rest of the reindeer? Because you know he really gets all the press. He gets the song.
Well, they know he's a freak, so they just they look at him and go, "Okay, we get it. But they get perks. I give them bonuses every year.
All right. So, what kind of bonuses do you give the other reindeer?
Oh, hoof polishing, hoof cleaning, a lot of stuff with the hooves. The reindeer are big on the hoof thing. I got one of them an airplane pillow that can rest on the haunches of the other one, so that in case one gets tired, they just rest their haunches on an airplane pillow of a reindeer.
Is that a
drink here?
Is that a laugh or a smoker's cough? Have you been smoking, Santa?
Not since I walked in. You haven't seen those pictures of Coca-Cola put out years ago with me with a pipe when it was cool. I smoke every day.
Do you? What do you smoke?
Mostly rainbows and moonbeams.
How do those taste?
Oh, it depends. It depends on the climate and the humidity. Sometimes there's more purple, and purple flavor is wonderful.
All right, so I want to get into some of the mythology surrounding you. There's the whole thing that, in the song, Santa Claus is coming to town.
That's right.
He sees you when you're sleeping.
Yeah.
All right, so first of all,
It haunts me.
Can you see kids when they're sleeping?
It haunts me. It's an extra muscle. If they took out my brain, it would look like one of the brains that the I don't know if you know about the killer whales have an extra lobe on their brain, and part of my brain can see children when they're sleeping. God almighty, it's a curse, but it's a blessing. Oh, lovely children. You know how you like to take pictures of your girlfriend when she sleeps, because that's the only time she's not yelling at you. Oh, it's just like that with children, whether they're bad or good. They're like little angels sleeping. And if they're not breathing, then you have to call someone, 911.
Thank you for that, Santa.
You asked the question.
Yeah, so you should be like a direct support for 911 if you can always see them sleeping, right?
Here's what I heard.
You could be like
Troy.
a direct
I heard
accountant.
you could smart have heard old one, because there was a little music was up there in the middle of your.
That makes sense.
You're exactly right.
Hey, we have a phone call.
Who could this be?
And
Is that a Samsung or is that I don't know. It sounds.
Only thing is, where's
close.
the?
Oh,
All right, where did the? I love
oh,
technology.
I see. My wife gave you the same phone.
Yeah, exactly. So whoever's calling in right now, sorry, I'm looking for.
It's on the laptop, I think they call them. I've given the mini out for Christmas to stupid executives.
I just did. Okay, so there's that.
So that we're all prepared for this one. Sorry about that, Santa.
Completely.
That's all right.
So